Slush Fest.
All right, welcome back. Episode 3. Episode 4.
For our southern listeners.
Slush Fest.
Welcome back. We got the Cub, the BJ, the E-Money, the MT.
Sans Thunder.
CP Thunder's gone again. He's a little sicky guy.
Still has the runs.
That in and out.
like
That
it.
in and out just really did a number on
Tell
him.
you what, man, you got to take a break from it.
Yeah, just
It'll
you know.
just wreck you.
Hey, what are the chances In-N-Out sponsors us at this
None
point?
after
None?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, unlikely.
We don't even officially want them to sponsor us because Evan, you want to talk about our sponsors here?
Well, we don't have a sponsor, but outside of hammerback.com. But we do always, have the High Noons, have the Zimbabwe's. They're hanging out. They're with us. High Noon, if you're listening, somebody
with
other
us.
than the marketing person that sent us a message, go ahead and throw us someone with some pull. Let's get something going here.
And to Zen, to your social media guy, feel free to respond. We're still waiting. So
Well, the social media guy for Zid has probably been awake for like 75 hours buzzing.
doesn't have time.
So he's sleeping right now.
They
But
never
maybe
sleep.
we'll catch him. But we're back. There's only 4 of us. That's okay. Maybe
Miss
we'll
you,
get
CP.
maybe
Get
we'll
better,
get
buddy.
Thunder next week. But got kind of a fun lineup. The first thing that I want to talk about actually doesn't involve Cub at all. We really needed Thunder here for
Poor
this.
Cub. I got a lot of feedback from episode 1. Episode 1 dropped, and we got some people watching it. And one of Jack's friends' moms was like, "That poor Cub. You guys got to just leave him alone." And I was like, "Well, episode 2's not getting any better. It's gonna get worse."
Well, I walked in and Max was watching on the computer episode 1, and he just kept replaying the part where you talked about the license plate.
Oh, yeah.
Because he mentioned Jack, his friend.
Yeah.
And he was like, in the car today, he's like, "Can we listen to the podcast?" And I said, "Yeah, again?" And he was like, "I want to hear that part about the license plate." So this is like the 6th or 7th time that he's listened to it. He really, really likes it.
Shout out Max, longtime
I was going
listener.
to say, let's give Max a little shout out.
That's
Everybody
right.
deserves a little shout out on Max. Thanks for being a true fan.
A true fan. He has no choice.
Well, hey, actually, Evan, he's a really big fan of yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
he-
Did I send you that picture?
Yeah.
Of his
He
picture?
decided
Well,
to give himself a nickname.
So before we go forward, we should mention for all the listeners
get him a license plate.
Cub and I have a
And
connection outside of Hammerback. We actually spend more time together than anybody because Cub and I are brother-in-laws. He made the ridiculous choice to have me as a brother-in-law, and now he's stuck with me. But we spend a lot of time together at family events and Christmas morning and all this stuff. And so we were at family dinner the other day, and Max, every time we go to family dinner, Cub and I drink out of styrofoam
Yeah,
cups.
let's give the styro background too a little bit after you're
we
done.
drink out of. I'm going to make it short. I won't drink anything out of anything that's not.
It's the best
styrofoam.
cup there is.
Yeah, solo cups, no.
Taste wise, is it taste thing?
It's tactile. It's taste. Listen to this. Listen to this.
I will tell you,
bad.
the ice doesn't. When you go
doesn't
to those
sweat.
golf courses, like Ocean Reef has those thin ones, that
It doesn't
just melts.
sweat.
That's not
but
good.
they're good for Johnny. They're good for probably be great for High Noons. They're good for coffee.
Yeah.
They're good for everything. And so we just go through styrofoam cups like crazy. And it got to the point where we started taking a Sharpie and just writing our name on the side. And so he'll write Cub and I'll write BJ, whatever. He says, okay, we'll reuse it a couple times. Otherwise, we'll go through 1,000 styros. And also, I'm not drinking your Johnny, you're not drinking mine, blah, blah. Anyway, so Max has seen us do this a couple times. And Cub wrote the other day on his styrofoam cup at family dinner, wrote Cub. And I, wrote BJ.
with the
And
cube.
yeah, he had the
We'll get to
two.
that.
He had the 2 dots over Cub, which came from one day I said I'm going to take an Uber home from the 19th hole, and Cub said, "Well, I'll just give you a ride home." And I said, "Great, I'm taking a Cuber."
Cuber.
And so we started spelling it with the Uber dots. Anyway, so Cub wrote that on his cup, and about 5 minutes later, Max, my 9-year-old son, walks over with a styrofoam cup full of water, and it said MJ with 2 dots over the M. So he took the BJ and the dots from the Cub and put them together.
Yeah.
No, that's not what he had. First, he had M money.
First it was E money, and we said, Max, your name doesn't start with an E.
Yeah, he had E money first.
And he goes, yeah, but I think it
thanks,
sounds
Max.
cool.
Appreciate
But I
you.
took a picture of it. Well, Matt, you could throw it up. It was pretty funny. We just laughed and laughed. He really thought it was like being in the club. He was like, "Wow, this is cool. I got
one of the guys.
cup
He
with
did.
my."
Well, you know what that
Name
means,
on it.
right? You got all of these moms and everybody carrying these Stanleys around. Let's make styrofoam
The new Stanley.
great again. Let's styrofoam great again.
Well, there's
Use
all
those
this.
cups.
You know,
Everybody should just walk around with their own styro.
it got to the point where we would go to Truckee in California, and California won't sell
Oh, yeah,
styrofoam
yeah.
cups in gas stations or grocery stores, whatever. And we were going to be there for a week or in some cases longer. And I was like, I refuse to not have these. And so I bought, I shipped a FedEx box full of styrofoam
the pro
cups
shop.
to the
Yeah.
pro shop.
Yeah.
And I got a call a couple days later from the assistant pro, and he's like, "We got a package here for you." And I said, "Well, you can open it up." And I heard him on the phone open it up, and he goes, "Oh my gosh!"
Is this for the restaurant?
He goes, "You got styrofoam cups?" I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Can we have some?" I said, "Yeah, take a few, whatever." And they were like, "We never get these," and so we had styros up.
Is that
Well,
because does California not allow styrofoam or something?
for environmental reasons, the
Oh.
dolphins are dying.
It's a California.
So
They obviously have
you were
never-
bringing in contraband and shipping it
No,
to Truckee.
No, FedEx was bringing in contraband.
Okay, all right.
Well, and
Sure, he hired it out.
last time we went, and I don't know if we have to do it this time if you shipped a bunch up there, but we stopped and we flew
Nevada.
into Reno, and we stopped at that place just specifically to
Yeah,
get the
Walmart.
styros. Yeah.
Yeah, and to be clear, they're the tall kind of 19th hole. They're not the ones you.
Men's grill.
Yeah, the men's. They're not the little sippy mouthwash cups that you sometimes get.
Yeah. 16
Anyway.
16 ounce.
That was a long way around. That there are kids listening and they love these nicknames.
Yep. And that's why we try to keep it as clean as possible. Family show.
This
As much
might
as we
be
can.
the weirdest intro I've ever heard for a podcast, but I love it.
Yeah. For those of,
Styros.
just talking?
Styrofoam cup.
for those of you still listening,
Somebody
all
out there.
6 of you,
Yeah.
we'll,
Somebody out there
move on.
it's gonna resonate.
But what we did want to talk about, we did a challenge a few months back. I don't remember. It was last November, I think.
Yeah. Probably 5
Where
months ago.
Thunder had organized a trip for a handful of us and our wives. Cub elected not to go, but for good reasons. Down to Abaco, where Baker's Bay is, and the Abaco Club. These great Bahamas golf courses that you sort of see on TV. And we were going to play the Abaco Club that day. And MT had a good idea, and I'll let you lead into it. Because we were going, well, what are we going to do? There's 5 of us. We can't play. I mean, we could play a wolf game, but we had rental clubs.
Yeah, we were only
That's
playing
the
one
rental
day.
clubs.
We only played
Yeah.
one day.
Well, yeah, we weren't going to pay because I think, if you're checking one bag, you got to pay $70 each way. So you bring in
Yeah.
your clubs. Then to get from Great Guana, which is right next to Baker's Bay, it's the same island, which is where we were staying. We had to take a ferry over to where the Abaco Club is. So that takes 45 minutes. Then we get in a car and drive over. For us to lug our clubs, ferry it, pay the money. So we just didn't want to do
And
it.
then ferry back
And
to
then
the
ferry
course.
back
Yeah.
to
For
the
one
course.
round. If
For
we
one
played
round
3 or
of
4
golf,
days.
for one round
Yeah.
of golf in 4 days. And that's what we said. If we were going to play golf 3 rounds, we'll take
We
our
had the
own
Wi-Fi.
stuff.
This when we went to Baker's, we took our club.
But we figured Abaco Club would have just some money rentals, right? We're like, honestly, it's probably nicer than the stuff we got.
Well, and for those who don't know, it's a private club with really nice big houses. It's probably not the level of notoriety as Baker's Bay because of MJ, but it's really right
very
there,
close
and it's
to
great.
very close to the Marsh Harbor Airport. So that's a big draw is that you
Darren
can fly
Clark-
in and go right there.
Darren Clark plays there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought they'd have brand new.
Well, every home there is multi-million dollars. It's super high-end restaurants. I mean,
gorgeous.
it's one of
Beautiful
these.
place.
You pull in the gates, and you're like, so this is where the real rich people are hiding. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we go there and we get some rental clubs. The only thing they had were regular flex shafts, and some of the drivers were rusted with holes in them.
Killing you.
Cracked.
And one of them was cracked. So we just decided, you know what? We're not going to play each other like in a money game. What if we just try to see if we could shoot in the 50s from the tips? Because this is a course that they play professional golf tournaments at. So we said, what if we could shoot in the 50s on a scramble from
Best-
the
best
tips
ball.
with rented clubs? Because, and by the way, this is a legitimate taking all the pops, not the the 4 guys that 22 handicaps that come in and we shot a 48. You see these videos online of all those guys.
Yeah, no, it's documented. We've got
It is
the receipts
documented.
for ours. It's
Every half-day
All the
member
shots.
guest has a twosome who walks into the end and they fired a 51 net
Yeah,
and they run away with it.
I mean, come on.
So it wasn't that.
No, so we go out there, and the goal was to shoot 59. So from the tips out there, I mean, it's a hard course. You know, I mean, it's not easy. But I will say, and I still remember this, because you get to play with your shoes off, no shirt, you're drinking, and I think we were the only people playing golf that afternoon. Do y'all remember the
There
cart
was
girl?
one other group.
The cart girl basically just like followed us around, and every
Yeah.
other hole she'd
the
re-show
best
up,
cart girl.
and we would just take we
she
would
had the
take
door
shots.
open. Would you like a shot?
Yeah, would you like a shot? Would you like another? You know, High Noon. Shout out High Noon.
It's
And
Hey,
fantastic.
by the way, did we specify y'all were playing a scramble?
yes, yes,
Okay.
we're
Yeah.
playing a scramble.
Scramble. 5
Trying
man
to
scramble.
see how low we could go. The goal was to shoot a.
If it breaks
59.
60, so the goal was to shoot 59.
Yeah.
And we were going pretty good. I remember we started out not knowing how the clubs would perform. And MT, who's a notorious golf
New clubs every
tinker.
quarter.
Equipment aficionado.
aficionado.
I'm sorry, hold
Yeah.
on. Let me redo that. Equipment aficionado.
Yeah, you're a tinkerer. He's never seen a club that he can't improve upon. And I watched your soul leave your body when you saw what they were going to have us play with.
I'm pretty sure I actually had one of the crack drivers, and I just walked over to one of y'all's bags and like found the best one, traded it out, and nobody was looking. I was like,
Well,
I can't.
Towards the end,
Yeah.
we were just sharing the same
Yeah,
driver.
no,
we're
we're
like,
all
which
sharing.
driver
One of
is
them-
not broken? Let's
One of
use-
them, our friend Nick, got a left-handed putter, and then mine was like 32 inches, and we were like, "Well, Colin, you can use that." And then, it was just a total hodgepodge. I think it was just clubs that people have left there over the years that they sort of aggregate into.
Well,
a,
So you're
maybe-
Titans and
It was
no, that was
Titleist.
at Baker.
Well, and
They were
anybody watching,
Titleist.
well, and
It was
anybody
just a
watching
very
this, there will be
old
the
set.
full video coming
Yes,
out.
we do have the full video coming out, so you can watch it. We recorded all 18 holes, the whole journey.
and we won't spoil it.
Ended with a pretty good surprise.
It was great. It was great. And it comes down, these 5 guy scrambles who really try to go shoot a whatever. It really comes down to putting, as you
Yes.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are not, I wouldn't say easy greens. They're not
No.
Mickey Mouse, but they're not, sort of flat, easy Texas greens.
little Mickey Mouse.
Well, and you're
There's-
playing.
yeah.
We're playing a pretty long course. A lot of wind. You're at the coast. Rusted clubs, left-handed putters.
Drinking like,
I mean, yeah, we were.
Couldn't hit a straight drive.
I mean, we were
We
drinking
were-
like we were going to the electric chair the next
Yeah,
day.
no,
It was
we were
crazy.
Back 9 got a little. You know, you're seeing 2 fairways. You're like, maybe I'll just hit over at this one.
Shirts off, shoes off.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
some-
you let
maybe
your
some
shirt on
flippers. I let
because
my
I
shirt
remember
on.
why that we all took our shirt. Who cares? There's a bunch of guys, and Evan refused to take his shirt off.
I'm gonna keep my shirt
And
on.
I asked why, and you can tell why, but you said you saw some footage of us at Baker's with our shirts off. And when you lean over putts, it's not very
It
flattering.
all
not
just
good.
hangs down, and I was like, you know what? We got a golf brand. People need to see the shirts. I'm gonna wear a shirt. And
That's the
also-
real reason.
Yeah, that was the real reason. Also, I didn't want to look like a complete slob when I was putting.
It would have been funnier if we had just taken one of the Hammerback shirts and cut the sleeves
Cut-
off
yeah.
for Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just out
Should've
there.
done that.
get a little
Let's-
tan. It was
Well, and it's also, excuse me, it's November, and so we're all pasty and
I mean, we're
white, gross.
we're pasty white. It's also day 3, and everyone knows this on a Caribbean trip. You've
burnt.
already had 50 beers. You know, you're as bloated as can be, and
Yep.
we're just sitting there, just a bunch of dudes.
but it's
pasty
but it's
white.
Fun. It's relaxed golf.
That's
you
right.
know, it's much different than what you get kind of here at the local club, and you can chill, take your shoes off. I can't do shoes off, but I wore my Flofers.
Well,
the
now
other
this
day.
is a new
shoes
topic.
off.
I think you did wear Flofers. I remember that.
Yeah.
I
have
think,
some.
and you all know this, that God intended golf to be played barefoot, and only through the sin of man do
God
we
created-
require footwear.
created
I
golf.
cannot understand why. Someone sell me on golf shoes. Sell me. They're expensive. They're uncomfortable. They stink.
Balance.
No, they're not balanced. Flofers are balanced.
Well,
No, I
you
would,
need
I would
some
play
shoe-
barefoot.
Look,
Stick
you
when you
got to
need
have the
sticks.
shoes. You can kind of launch. It's how you rip bombs, man.
Beach golf's right up your alley though, because you
Boy,
can
I
go
love
barefoot,
beach golf.
no shirt, just short, some shorts.
It was great.
Hanging around,
Having a pina
having a good
colada
time.
every third hole and a
Very
fire.
Very relaxed.
Oh, me and Nick rode in the cart together, and we probably had a pina colada every third hole with the fireball shot. So by
sticky
about,
dicky?
yeah, by about hole 15, that's what I'm saying. We were fighting for our lives coming down the stretch.
It was great. Well, we'll put the video up. That was a really, really fun day.
It was a fun day.
awesome.
And I'm glad we documented it. You are sort of the resident doc. You
try
make
to
sure
keep
we
it.
get, because all the rest of us forget.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, whatever. We'll just get it next time. We'll this is the only day we're doing this.
Always be contenting.
Yeah.
Contenting.
So we went down there. So we're staying on the island at a rental house on Guana Cay, which is Baker's Bay is at the end of the island. They own the majority of the island. It's, for those of y'all that don't know, that is the super exclusive, ultimate high-end Caribbean place. It's Tom Brady. It's
We have a video on the
MJ.
Flush Fest.
Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. You go to that member guest, it's like,
Stacked.
it's
Yeah.
Hollywood and hedge funds come together, right? And professional athletes. So the day after we played Baker's, we had 1 day left, and we're at the local liquor store. And I'm sitting there. I don't remember who was with me.
Yeah,
and
we were getting that sandwich that lady was making.
Yeah, there was a guy
Awesome
who comes in, and he's a younger guy, but he's got khakis on and a tucked in Baker's Bay shirt and like well done hair. Well, on the island down there, it's very casual. And this dude looked like he was about to give a PowerPoint
dressed up for
presentation.
work.
Yeah. So I thought, well, this guy might have some pull. So I go, hey, you work at Baker's? He goes, yeah. And I go, well, we just played Abaco Club the other day, and my friends and I would love to play. And he goes, oh, yeah, I might know somebody that gets you on. And I go, we'll give you $1,000 right now if you get us on tomorrow. And he looked at me and he goes, wait, are you serious? We were like, yeah, we're dead serious. And so he goes, well, here, take my number. And so he gives me his number, and I text him. And the next morning, it turns out he was. I'm not going to give away who he was. I don't want to get him in trouble.
Yeah.
But he was like he was.
Contact.
I would call him middle management. And so he was trying to pull some strings, and me and him were texting all morning. And what he said was the problem was that day is Sunday, and he said if this was Tuesday through Friday, he said absolutely no problem, because he said all the rich guys, they fly down on their PJs on Friday afternoon. He said Saturday and Sunday are pretty booked, but he said it is a ghost town Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and most of Friday.
There's not a lot of houses.
Yeah,
It's
so
not a
he
ton of
told
houses
us,
down
he
there.
goes, if you guys can play on Tuesday, I can get you on anytime you want. You can play 36 and do whatever, and you guys kind of have almost
We're gonna
like
go for a
free
week
run.
trip. We're gonna go for a week trip.
So we were flying back. Did we fly back Monday? Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that was just so unfortunate, because he was like, if you guys want to stay for a few extra days, we just couldn't make it work. But so now we know the trick.
Should've done it.
Next time we go down there, we got his number, but we're going to have to go midweek.
Well, now that this podcast is aired, he will probably be fired.
Well, we didn't give anything away.
no, we're
Nobody
not gonna
knows who
say
it
his
is.
name.
I didn't even say his job title.
I didn't know he was middle management. I thought he was going to be like a barnacle scraper, getting
No.
stuff off the bottom of the boat.
No, that's why I wanted to
Cleaning
talk to him.
boats.
No. I mean, he looked official. He had some Colhans on and some slacks.
We were trying to guess on it was funny because the rest of the trip we were like, what do you think? What was his role? Like, is he IT? Is he back in the server room, or is he security guy? Is he going
Is
to
he
come
head of
Is he
hospitality?
going to text us and say,
Yeah.
show up to the gate at 5:45?
Well, he
a.m.
totally played it wrong, because the play there is give me the 1,000.
Oh,
and if you
You
don't
have
get
totally
in,
done it.
Oh no, we'd have done it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
we would, because I was. Were you with us? It was.
Yeah.
I think Nick was with
Yeah,
us.
we
and
were
you,
getting
and we
those
were
sandwiches.
we were getting our sandwiches. And we had the money, and I was like, we'll pay you right now. Like, we will, whatever it costs. We will go to Baker's Bay. We will drive by Tom Brady's house and wave, and because it's all you can eat and drink out there. Like when you're playing golf.
well, and we have a video of that.
of
Yeah.
our trip to Baker's. We were fortunate enough to go to Baker's last year. Was it last year? 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years
2 years ago.
And hold on real fast before you go. I was just thinking of a connection, because some people will know Baker's Bay. It's where the boys used to do those spring break trips.
The boys.
So Smiley Kaufman, Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth, and Justin Thomas. If everybody remembers those viral
SB2K, whatever.
SB2K 17 trips
Yeah.
where they were down there, that's Baker's Bay. It's shirts off, no shoes. Basically, the guys that created it is Discovery Land, and his whole thing is, if you're going to spend this much money to join this place, you can do whatever that you want.
Yeah.
Like, you
Well,
guys
and
won't
he's
play no
also,
shirt.
I didn't know this until we got down there, he's also one of the Casamigos guys with Clooney.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
there's Casamigos out
which is
the
great.
wazoo. It's
Flags.
It's all
everywhere.
free,
Yeah.
and it's all free. Casamigos.
Yeah, I think that's the best part, which we document. If you go to the Flush Fest Instagram, you can see the video of
yeah,
our
we're-
Baker's Bay trip,
Palomas.
and MT has a video of making a Paloma, and I think that's the coolest part, is that they just have all the bottles right there on the range, and it's just like a bar.
self-serve.
You just self-serve
Yeah.
bar.
So
You make
cool.
whatever you want. The grapefruits are ginormous.
Yeah.
The Paloma, it was delicious. It was just it's a great trip. It's a good video. Got to check it out.
It's a great
Well-
video, and it's very relaxed golf, which I know we wanted to touch on this. A lot of people have opinions about how you should play golf, and I get it. When you go to Cub asked me one time. He said, if you got the invite to play Augusta, would you still, maintain your stance about no golf shoes?" And I said,
Can I
"Of
wear
course
my
not.
Flofers?
I would put on I'd go buy golf shoes. I get it, right? I'm not going to show up in Flofers.
Okay, you don't. Yeah, you get invited to the Mecca. You do whatever they tell you.
You do what they say.
Yeah.
I did ask, where was it? When Cub and I went to play Dallas National a couple of months ago, I walked in and the guy one of the assistant pros saw my Flofers and he goes, "Oh, did you bring your golf shoes?" And I go, "You're looking at them, man." And he was like, "Oh, sweet, these are like awesome." Blah, blah. And he goes, "Yeah, Madonna comes out here and plays barefoot." And I said, "You can play barefoot here?"
this is
And he
so
goes, "Well, he can. He's a member." He's
Also Mike Madonna. He can do whatever he
Who
wants.
are you, dopey?
That was like when we went to Trinity Forest and you were wearing them, and that guy knew what Flofers were. Most people don't know what they are.
They have no idea.
And he walked up. He goes,
Rightfully so.
"You playing them Flofers, huh?" And you're just like, "Hey, you know what Flofers are?"
I was so excited. I couldn't believe it.
You know what? We're not even sponsored by Flofers, but we're going to put a link in the bio to Amazon's Flofer. There you go, so the people can see it.
No, we'll put it to
Shoes. They're great
flofers.com.
beach
Shout out
shoes.
Dan Ruberton, the founder, friend of the brand.
Friend of the brand.
Friend of the
Yeah.
brand.
He is-
I know we make a lot of jokes about sponsors. We actually are a friend of the brand.
we are.
Of
This is official.
big
and
Flofer fan.
they're a friend of ours. And so I look forward to our upcoming future collaboration that has yet to be even
talked about.
talked
We'll
about.
figure it out.
But we'll figure that out. But I like relaxed, casual golf, and MT is somewhere in between. I've seen you get into the vibe of a tournament and have a very, kind of a traditionalist approach.
If I'm playing my own ball, I would rather play like a tournament style. But the most fun rounds of golf ever are the 5-man drunk scrambles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like,
Vacation golf.
if I'm gonna play with no shoes and no shirt, and we got
Like
Taylor
summer-
Swift, cool summer,
summer
playing,
vibes?
and we got whatever.
Summer vibes?
Yeah, we got pina coladas flowing and mai tais or whatever. I want to play a team game. I don't want to play my own ball.
This guy.
Well, the funny
Hey,
thing is
I'm a big
nobody
pina colada guy. I'm
nobody has a higher play count on Spotify for Kygo than MT.
Well, just so everybody knows, I do have a playlist. It's called Kygo Golf on Spotify. You can go check it out. It's money.
You made it.
I did make it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You'll see. It says Uncle Mike.
I need to look this up right now.
Yeah.
This sounds amazing.
It's the best golf playlist.
That was when we were I was editing because I put together that Baker's Bay video when we got back, and MT and I were texting back and forth. I was like, "What music do we use?" He goes, "It's got to be Kygo. It's got to be Kygo." I go,
It's the best.
I don't know if I can use Kygo. We don't. That's a pretty big name. I'm not sure. If
The
we can
funniest thing
license
about
that.
on-course music is whenever Thunder will put on like today's top country, and I'll watch Cub from across the fairway. I can't hear what he's saying, but I can hear him saying, "Turn it
I will.
off."
I will tell you exactly what.
You're not
he
a country
turned
guy?
He turned country on one time, and I was in the cart with him.
What kind of country? Like Texas or
I
Nashville?
couldn't
or-
even tell you, and I don't care.
See, I couldn't do red
It
dirt.
was
I can't do red
country,
dirt country,
and I go.
but I could do like country hits.
I'm standing over my ball, and I go, Colin, turn this off right now, or I'm going to hit a terrible shot.
Now,
Like I can't do it.
Wait.
Well, wait a minute, what's
Aren't you
your-
from
what's your
East
playlist?
Texas? Like you're like
Yeah.
you're
Honestly, what's on
you're
your-
a country music hater from East Texas.
Yes. I
Doesn't
shopped
make
at
any
PacSun
sense.
in high school. Yes.
That- yeah.
I went against the grain.
Okay.
You like
I was gonna say,
MXPX or
That's pretty
what's
far against the grain out there.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
You know what else is
Green
funny
Day?
that Cub told me the other day about his
Green Day.
East
Green Day. A lot of Green Day on your list.
The other funny sidebar from Cubs East Texas high school growing up is that you used to work at Jamba Juice.
No.
Oh, Smoothie King.
Smoothie King. Big difference.
And he told me the other day, I laughed like hell. He said, whenever, he's like 16 years old. Whenever somebody would come up and order one of the smoothies that he liked, he'd just make double and pour it into a cup.
We had little sampler
Just slug
cups,
it.
and I would just make
That's
extra
what.
and pour it
Have
in
you
there.
talked to Susie about? Susie worked at.
Did she really?
Yeah, either one of the two. I don't,
Yeah.
Honestly, they're both the same to me. But she in high school, and they would do the same thing. They'd make one and take it home, and then put some Bacardi in it or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
and on like a Friday night. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
always.
some of them, aren't there smoothie places? The key would be to work at one that has, they have a, Bacardi branded smoothie on the menu.
Yeah.
And
do
you
those
just
exist?
make 100 of those a
Seems
day.
like a liability, but
Well, it's like when Baskin Robbins used to have that rum infused ice
doesn't-
cream, and they would mysteriously sell out every day, and all their
Yeah.
employees were laying on the floor.
Where's
'cause
Bob? He's drunk in the back on rum ice cream.
they're like, he's only been here for 3 hours. yeah. Man, he's had a pint and a half of that.
Best out in the
Yeah,
fridge.
he got home
That ice cream's like 0.001% alcohol.
Florida. Yeah, but you hate country music. I don't
Hate
know.
it.
Yeah, and
Well, so
Colin,
what
and
is-
Colin
what's
loves
your-
it. Thunder loves it. He'll put it on, and I've seen him go to how Thunder does that thing where he'll just go, wait, dude, you don't like this? Like, no way.
No way.
Yeah, we landed on the moon, and he really has these kind of reactions. I can tell
I've got to
who's in
play
what golf
Evan's
cart
golf playlist.
because it's this mixture of
I've got some country on it. There's country
Yeah.
on Evan's golf playlist.
Is there really? I feel like
Yeah.
you and I have a very similar golf playlist.
no.
No,
Evan's got a little
country.
bit more actual rap though.
We
Yeah.
could go through it and call
Kai-
it the songs.
yeah, Kai go-
a lot of rap. I would say mine is like 85% rap, 10% country, and then
5% WAP.
5 a little
Is
bit.
this
yeah.
is this clean rap or dirty rap?
Oh
No, it's dirty rap.
It's
It's dirty
okay.
rap.
It's not one we put on the car. Like I had to make Jack his own playlist so that he could, like when we're in the car, I have to click on his because you never know what's coming up. And I don't know, when you're in the golf cart with the boys, you're just playing some jams. You don't
Well, I
know.
remember when Jack started saying "big old bag of money" because he'd been listening to it in the car.
That was because we watched Full Swing.
Oh, that was-
we watched Full Swing, which were literally every night. He's like, "Is Full Swing out? Can we watch that?" I'm like, "Dude, I told you, it's not coming out for another like week or whatever."
Who was it?
But yeah,
who's-
big old bag of money on that very first episode.
I forget who it was. One of our normal Friday golfers shares a Spotify account with his wife, and so in the middle of a golf round,
Sounds like Nick.
it'll just cut out because she'll start playing a song. Maybe it is Nick,
don't know.
and he'll text her, "Get off Spotify. I'm trying to play golf," and turn the music back on.
That's so Nick.
That's gotta be Nick.
Nicky
Wait,
Ferris.
I didn't know that.
He's,
So if
hey,
you
by the way,
share-
he's going to be on for
Yeah,
the
we get
Market
on.
Madness podcast.
We're
So
not
he
on.
can defend himself on that.
So if you share a podcast with your wife, like only one song can be played. It's not like YouTube TV or YouTube or something where you like,
No, it
it's-
kicks you
okay.
off.
really.
Yeah, when
I mean, I'm
Susie
sure if you
plays
have
it
the-
on Sonos, like in the pool or whatever, and I'm trying to listen to it wherever I'm at, it's like
Who was
shuts
I?
off.
I was riding with somebody about 6 months ago, and I won't name him, but one of our friends who's pretty successful, guy's a CEO of a company and everything, and we're listening to music, and it just cuts to an ad, and I remember going,
I know
Dude,
exactly who this is.
you,
Oh, yeah.
$12? Like, I'm not trying to, knock
Yeah,
on you.
I know
but
someone else that has the ad.
I
I'm
still
I'm
get
like,
Pandora
you're
you're
with ads.
literally,
What are we doing here?
You're the CEO of a large company, and you got Spotify
You know who
ads
this
here.
is?
I'm not going to say
I
it,
know.
but I have a
yeah,
feeling.
Yeah.
Speaking
It's really
of
bad.
playlists, Alden texted me his new playlist, which is I can't even say the title.
So inappropriate.
It's not. I'll just say it's 90s blank rap. There's 90s
Yep.
rap. It's 90s
Yeah.
rap playlist, and it is. I listened to it today on the way to my meeting in Fort Worth,
I'd
and
be-
it was
I'd be
awesome.
curious
It was
to-
great.
This would be
Fartworth.
another
Yeah.
good
Yeah, I was gonna
an
say.
opportunity to poll. I'd be curious what other people viewing
Well,
and
what's
listen
your
to.
playlist?
I listen to whatever you dopes listen to because
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't want to be in charge of
That's
it.
a lame
Wait,
answer.
No,
actually, here's
he's the
thing.
chameleon
When's the last
on the
time You
music.
drove the golf cart.
I don't like driving golf carts. I prefer.
I don't think he drives because when we ride together, I feel like I drive.
You always drive.
Well, you always
Yeah.
drive because you grab the cart, you drive it over to the putting green, you like set all your stuff in it, and then you just wait for somebody
I
to
don't
hop
mind
on you.
switching.
No, you want to drive.
well,
no,
I
I
don't
don't mind
care. It
switching.
doesn't
Because
bother
you and
me.
I rode last weekend, but you were like,
You may
I
be
came over.
You like to be in the
You may be
driver's
right.
seat.
I like
He
to
was
drive. It's
already
okay.
posted up. He gets to the putting green 10 minutes early and parks his cart. So that way, like when you come from the range, you're like, well, I'll just hop on.
Why don't
Michael,
you hop
it's-
on with me?
it's a
Yeah.
power
You know,
move.
the
It is
power,
a power
The
move.
real power move is when someone presets the Bluetooth because at Royal Oaks they have the speakers on the golf cart, which I absolutely love. It's a great feature. The power move is to pre-Bluetooth it in, so then that way when you're having the debate, you're like, oh, I'm already hooked into the speakers. Just go ahead and
See,
hop in my
think,
car.
I think the power move is riding. You ever see Trump walk out of the White House and just say to the guy in the limousine, "Yeah, let me drive." He's like, "No, I'm getting in the
Yeah,
back.
but
You
he-
drive me."
Yeah, but he drives his own cart with no passenger.
He also drives it
And
on
a
the green,
computer.
which is
Yeah, no,
the
he drives
ultimate
on the green.
flex.
Which, by the way, I
I would love to do that.
gotta say, I know it's your course. I know it's his. That one
a little
just,
bit of a line
That
cross.
one just it hurts me
It's tough.
deep down
No,
when you
if-
drive your own
respect the
cart
course.
onto the course, even if
Sa-
it's your course.
Sand your divots, fix your divots and don't drive
No,
on the
no, no,
green.
no. He has people to do that. He doesn't need to.
That might be that might need to be the title of the episode. Fix your divots.
Fix your divots and don't
Fix
drive
your
on
divots.
green.
You know,
Don't drive on
this
mine.
brings up a good point because somebody said to me the other day, Greg Carpenter, if you're listening, he said this, and this is a good thing because we've been cart path only at Royal Oaks for a little bit, which is fine. That's whatever,
It's not
you know.
fine.
Been about
But
8 months.
it's been a little bit.
Ready for that to go bye-bye.
Yeah, but he said cart path only to protect the grass, which is the idea
got some
behind
new
it.
I don't
grass.
think. I don't
However-
think it matters.
But however, think about this: if you're cart path only, people don't sand divots because they don't have the sand with them in the fairway.
I never
You're
never
supposed to.
That's
grab.
actually a very good
Well, you're
point.
supposed to
You're supposed to
grab
take
but nobody does.
the thing. Nobody
Guys,
does.
I'm not
I'm not.
walking over there with 3 clubs, my rangefinder, and
Sand.
a divot. Like, come on.
People do.
No, we pay
So,
too
but
much
his
money for that.
his hypothesis was that it does more damage not having it. And I-
Well, that's somewhat
Well, and then you
similar
get the carts
to the,
that don't have the sand like holders that has like the little. It looks like a cooler of
yeah.
sand. That's
it's
the,
the
worst.
it's the
If you're going
little
cart-
shovel thing, and you dump it.
That's a hard pass.
The Carpath only thing, and that's actually a really good point. It's similar to the whenever they used to, everybody was playing with the pin in, and they just put their hand and just jam the side of the cup, and by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're like, dude, this looks like a gopher's been here. What is this?
but it made the hole bigger, didn't it? No, not really.
No.
Well, I like our golf cart setup. Sometimes you go play courses
We
that
have
have
the best. We have the best one.
that have we do. So what we have the cooler on the left. We have the club washer / ball
Ball cleaner.
rinser
That's
on the right.
clutch.
Well, we've got the 2 speakers and then the sort of big brother
GPS
GPS.
Navi system.
The speakers are the best.
The speakers are money.
What was the story with Cliff?
Oh no,
Don't
I've
say
got
the
that.
members.
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Someone
One. So
yeah,
it wasn't
what was
Cliff,
that?
It was Clint. It was okay. So at our club, I was in the pro shop one time, and they had just put the speakers on the carts.
yeah.
And there was this old guy comes shuffling in, probably been a member for 50 years, and you could just tell he was grouchy. He was gonna be, he was gonna complain about something. And he walks up to the front desk, and I don't know, I was probably in there buying a putter or something. And he, sorry, Mary. And he
Get another
comes, this guy
driveway.
walks up, kind of shuffles up to the deal, and he goes, I got a question about the speakers. And the guy behind the desk goes, yeah. And he goes, why do we have those? I don't understand. They're loud, they're obnoxious. And he goes, well, people like them. They like listening to music while they're golfing. And he goes, does it make you golf better? And the guy behind the counter goes, well, no, but he goes, can I ask you a question? He goes, do you listen to music while you drive your car? And the guy goes, yeah. And he said, well, does it make you drive your car better? And just mind you, this is like a assistant pro at the club, probably telling a 50-year member. And there's 2 other people in the pro shop, and we all just kind of, do those face. Oh my God. And the guy kind of like glares at him and turns out and shuffles out. And everyone starts laughing. It was awesome. I go, I can't believe you
That's
just,
so great.
I can't believe you did that.
I think,
know,
I think it
came
does
back.
make you golf better. And actually, MT and I have empirical data to back this up because we
Sure.
played in the Traditions tournament, which is a member 2-day tournament that we
Best
played
ball, low ball.
at low ball. And we went out the first day and we kind of pumped each other up, went to the range, took it super seriously, and we were dumping 7-irons, and it was just a absolute nightmare.
I think we shot a low ball
We were-
net
7.
even,
We
like
were-
with pop.
we were
It was
like
bad.
we were DFL in the flight
yeah,
after the
I think,
first day.
I think we were
You
dead
were
last.
you were sad golf boy.
Sad
Yes, it was
golf
bad.
boys. And the next day we turn up and MT looks
Outlaw
at,
flight.
MT looks at me and he has this sort of twinkle in his eye and he goes, you know what? Let's go get a couple of shots, turn on some music, just play golf.
Put
and
on
I
some
think
Kygo.
I think we shot like a 61 the
we
next day.
turned it out.
I mean, we
Kygo.
lit it up.
Sometimes you just got to take the training.
It
wheels
was a
off.
full Kygo. We were, drunk by the turn. We had a day.
Yeah.
And it was way better. So music does help.
Well, in those members, it's absolutely true. The guys that usually play good they're getting a transfusion at
just having fun.
7:45.
Yep.
They're getting drunk.
They
You
were
can't-
there till 3 a.m. the night before
Playing Swish.
cards.
You can't play those buddy tournaments serious. You got to turn the music on. You got to be drinking.
I got to go in hard.
Yeah.
Are we playing?
Yep.
You and I are playing in the Oaks Masters.
yeah.
Oh, I'm on flight.
Come
Who
on.
Are you playing with? Well,
Podsy.
yeah, you got-
Oh, are you? Well,
got
Happy
Roush.
Meal boys.
Oh, we're gonna wax it.
actually, who did you wind up with this year? Have
So
you?
I'm going to play with Alden.
Wow.
We're trying we're going to go the
Well, you
low
suggested
handicap
the
combo.
switcheroo, 'cause it
I
was
did.
traditional.
Well, Alden
And then-
fired his previous.
So our club has the Oaks Masters, which is it's a 2-man scramble, and you go 80% pops off the low handicap, All right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, no, but the high handicap, you only get 15%.
Yeah,
and
20
then you
or
add them
15,
in.
yeah.
So last year I played with a guy that was like an 8, but I think we got like 1 pop or 2 pops. But that was the point. So this year we realized, well,
He was
we'll
an 8?
Well, yeah, like, Coach was last year.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
I played with Coach.
It was Coach.
No, I know who you're talking about. I didn't realize he was an 8.
Yeah. No, he was. And so we
Sorry,
got
Keith.
no pops, but it didn't really work. So the strategy for that is just get 2 people as close as possible in handicap. That's like the
Yes.
optimal way to
For
play.
Oaks Masters, yes.
Yes, for the 2-man scramble. Because the 15% for the second guy, the reason they do that is because there's a former pro golfer that plays at our club who destroys everybody. It's like a +5, and I think he played with like a
20 handicap.
like a 15 handicap
Yeah.
the year before, and
Yeah.
they got a bunch of strokes, and he basically shot like a 65 on his own ball, and they just
Yeah.
rolled everyone.
Good idea.
Can't do
well,
that.
can't
So
do
they
that
pretty
anymore.
much fixed that.
All right, well, let's go.
Oaks Masters.
You and me and E-Money and Cub and Roush and MT and Peacock, all these characters that you'll meet over the course of this podcast.
Yeah.
They will be on the.
We got to have different. We got to cast a character. We're really like Sesame Street. Everybody's got a kind of a different quirk.
We all have nicknames.
Let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
And quick word from
The sponsor,
Our
the real
primary
sponsor,
sponsor.
The real
real
sponsor.
sponsor of our show,
Hammerback.
Hammerback.com, Hammerback Golf. FlushPod20 is your promo code, 20% off. Right now,
restocked on belts,
restocked on belts as of today. Go get you some belts.
That's big.
and we've got
Big
a couple
news.
of new.
They may not last, so you got to get them while they're hot.
And we got a couple of new patterns and some fun,
Yeah.
fresh ideas for apparel coming up that we'll talk about in a minute. Anyway, welcome back.
Are we live?
We're
all-
trying to figure out.
we're all
We're
friends
trying
here.
to figure out what meal we're going to eat after this. We always have
been-
a little post pod meal.
We've been hitting up the Mexican food,
Matitos, yeah.
which I love, but
Good.
It gets a little bit.
It's always good.
Yeah, but the joke is the company's paying for it, which really just means we're paying for it. but it's fine.
The queso is just so good.
I like those
But
big
that's why we should
bowls of
go.
margaritas, those big fishbowl margaritas. I like those. a
All
lot.
right, done. Matitos. Great.
Well, I kind of want some pad thai.
Now,
now,
I don't know.
Cup.
The green
I'm not
papaya
sure.
sounds
Cool.
delicious.
Is green
Chipotle.
papaya, is it Vietnamese or is it Thai?
I think it's Thai.
Okay. Well, then they do it.
I
that
think. I don't know. We'll find
Anyways.
out.
Well,
and we'll let Cub know.
yeah, we're back. Cub, you can join us for dinner if you like. If not, no hard feelings. Thunder's not here either, and that's okay. But we did want to follow up because we had we put a poll out on the gram and on the
I threw it on the
on
gram.
Hammerback.
I threw it on my
Hammerback.
Yeah, we talked about this last podcast when we were talking about kind of golf apparel and figuring out patterns and that sort of stuff. We talked about putting out let the people decide. Like when we have new patterns, it'd be fun to get everybody involved and see what, instead of us just coming up with 10 new stripe patterns that we don't need. let's get some patterns and throw it out. So for summertime, we're talking about a summer vibes shirt, sunsets, sunset golf, flip flops,
Yeah.
Nooners.
canned beverages.
Canned beverages.
that may or may
just-
not slightly resemble
yeah, it may look like a Heineken,
popular
it's not.
beverage.
So, anyways, we had a couple different patterns from our boy Gentle Tim, who did watch episode 1, loved his nickname. Love you, Tim. And so we threw those out on the gram and got a little poll going. And what did we decide? So we have one that's kind of a traditional summery looking shirt. We have coral. We don't really have red in our
It's
in
like,
our color
it's like
thing,
an
so
orange red.
Well,
It's
nobody
nice
wants
color.
nobody wants red.
Red.
It's like an orange red. It's called coral.
Coral, and it kind of looks red, white, and blue, and there's that pattern. And then we had another one that was kind of a light blue, a lot of blue tones and
With
yellow,
yellow,
tone, with
yeah.
yellow, yeah. And they both look awesome. In fact, I had some people commented, they didn't take the poll, but they commented, but that's okay. And a couple of them were like, just do both. Which okay,
All right, yeah.
got it. Yeah, I would love to. If you're going to buy 2 shirts, but anyways, the winner.
Why don't you do it with your golf brand? then?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But the clear winner was obviously the coral, the kind of the red, white, and blue, which I do love because I think it'll, people can wear it 4th of July. It's kind of got the
So
summer
we're
vibes.
gonna throw
which
this
is the
up,
name of
right?
the
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can see
we'll
it.
show the 2 different patterns on the
I
pod.
think it's a fun shirt, and it's not outrageous in the way that some other unnamed Bad Birdie brands are. And, you could probably wear that around and not be made fun of.
Well, and one cool thing about, social media and stuff is for this. I mean, we got a lot of votes, and so you get to see, because this is a big thing, right? You have to do a minimum order quantity per shirt per style. So, like, if we wanted to make both of them, which are close but have different accent colors, it's a lot of money, right?
We still have to order
we still have to
100
order
or
at
whatever it is,
least
200 each
100,
shirt.
pay for shipping, pay for taxes, custom.
And then you got to advertise. You got to
And
market.
then we got to market
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So this ability to just do a poll and see that one shirt outweighs the other 3-1. Okay, well, we're just going to make that one
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
the one that's going to sell. So that
Yeah.
helps.
It's cool. And
business-wise
for
so
those
much.
of you who voted in the minority for the, what is that, lime yellow, lime green,
Which
whatever it
looks
is.
good.
It's like a
would love to wear
margarita
that.
I actually
yellow.
like that one better.
I think it's
a
great.
margarita.
Well, did you vote? You didn't even vote on our own poll?
You didn't even vote
I'm
on our own
biased. I
poll.
can't vote. There's a conflict of
I
interest.
voted.
I voted.
I voted. I
Okay,
just
well,
voted
that's a
for the
conflict of
lo- I voted-
interest.
I voted for the loser.
Jack, I gave
See?
Jack a vote. I
I
said,
would've
Jack,
voted-
which one
yeah.
do you like?
I
You
voted
voted.
for the loser.
Well,
let
for those
Jack
of you,
vote?
for those of you
Well,
who
on
voted,
Susie's.
He's not even 18.
Well, that doesn't matter. He can pick up a good shirt.
it's okay. You don't need voter ID for this.
Yeah.
You just need an iPhone and
You don't
an
need
account.
voter ID,
voter
for,
ID
the
for
presidency
voting.
either. Hey, we're not doing that. We're not getting political.
No
All right.
political.
Well, for those of you who voted for the
Maybe.
loser, we hope you will buy the Coral Summer Vibe shirt and enjoy the hell out of it. And,
if you-
we've also got a couple other things that we're workshopping.
We've got our college prints coming, and we realize when they do come out, we'll talk about it in a future pod. But when they do come out, if your college isn't on there, don't get upset. We're starting with our own colleges because we obviously have friends and networks within those universities that everybody went there. We can promote it and kind of sell through there. We want to make sure that the college prints,
Do well.
work,
Well,
do well,
they're
and then we'll
also-
keep coming out with new ones.
We're
that
also
that are
in,
not
we're
ours.
in DFW. That's where we're
Yeah.
based, and there's
But they're also the best colleges.
For us, yes, yeah.
But college icons prints. We're starting off with TCU, who appeared in the national championship. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, appeared. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to bring
We
that
made
up.
it. Baylor didn't make it. We're
Well,
also making Baylor.
We won the Natty in basketball.
Baylor,
so-
who has a notorious, Russian
Okay,
prisoner
okay.
recently released, we're making theirs. Oklahoma State, who I have nothing bad to say about. You
Go
get-
Pokes.
We're
Got
gonna
to
cut-
make the
we're gonna cut
OSU
that out.
one.
Boone Pickens gave a big old bag of money to that old
Talk about
school, and you
big
get
old
a
bag of
shirt out of
money.
that.
Yeah.
And then Thunder, who's not even here to defend himself, has Aggies, and that was the hardest one to make because it turns out most of what Aggie culture is anti-UT culture. So it's like, well how do we do
also,
this? And
the thing about his shirt, I was trying to figure out, how do you depict the yell leader?
I
The
thought
Aggie
about-
yell leader.
I
mean,
thought
it's
about-
just
I spent a
so-
lot of time looking at icons, and
They're
I know
just so
you
important
did.
to the brand.
E and I
just,
kind of
you know?
do these icons, and I thought, do we do overalls? That doesn't. Is that farmer? Do we do
OSU's easy. It's just a bunch of cowboy stuff.
bunch of cowboy, make it
Yeah,
orange?
easy, yeah.
Frogs, Baylor, even
yeah.
easy. And then
A&M,
we're
just, I don't
it's
know.
just A&M's just a tough one. Man.
Well-
but
well-
we got it. I think it's great. And,
think it's gonna be great.
And Thunder had some input on that. We got the Collie Dog.
Yeah.
We got the
12.
The 12.
But you can't use.
couldn't use Gig'em.
So many of the best things are trademark. A&M has a surprising amount of trademarks around their phrases and
I
their
was
brands,
shocked. I
which
went
makes
through-
their shirt even harder.
They have some person that's trademarking.
They
many
have a
things.
lot of
They've actually
intellectual
done. They've
property
gone through. I
protection.
looked through it yesterday, and they have gone through and they've trademarked, Gig'em, as you'd imagine, but they've trademarked it like 25 separate times. One for license plate covers, one for apparel, one
they
for.
really?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
They're
And I thought,
buttoned
well,
up.
do they have golf shirts? You have to get golf shirts, so we can't
Yeah.
do Gig'em, but you'll still know that it's who it is because it's maroon and it's
It's easy.
It'll be fun.
If you're at a
and
game.
when you Google, I did some Googling on each college because I just was trying to get ideas of what else was out there and maybe some other icons that people have used as you're trying to kind of figure out a pattern. And there's not really much out there like what we're doing. Oh, I saw one that was similar to OSU, but not very close to what we have. I think ours is better. But there's not a lot out there.
what
with kind
I've
of the
seen
way
in the
we're laying
past,
it out, which
and
is
what,
cool.
what you guys have seen too, is a shirt that's got football patterns on it in different. It's the same pattern. It's football helmets and
Yeah.
beat
the
them.
state,
I was gonna
the
say
state of
the
Texas, or the
state
state of Oklahoma,
and just
or-
all these different colors.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like-
or a sort of a generic football season print
And most of them that I saw were
In-
just kind of a plain with
in
the patch
different
that
colors
they've
with
licensed.
the patch on it. And
Yeah.
so
yeah,
these
just
are
like
all,
a little dog.
These
right
are
on the front.
customized
Yeah.
to the school.
or a little
Custom
TCU on the
prints.
thing. These are customized
And
to the school and also in the colors. And I don't think there's really a whole lot out there like them, at least not in a a good fit and
Not
a good
like-
fabric. I mean,
Not that specialized, but there is. So it's not just those. We're doing OU and UT, right?
We have the OU one. We are doing OU just because of
Affiliate,
Got a
we're right
lot
there.
of I
Yeah,
got a
right
lot.
next
Yeah,
door.
from Oklahoma. I think half of my Facebook friends.
Do we
are
need to
probably
put
OU.
SEC on there, or can we just leave that out? I don't know.
Could
We could
And then
wait a
we've
year and
talked
put their
about UT.
record on it.
We've talked about UT, but I think I don't know. We need to figure that out. What we talked about is maybe UT or just do the summer vibes instead, or maybe both. We don't. We gotta figure that out.
Well, we're starting slow. It'll probably be only those Big 12 members for a little bit, since that's kind of become the primary conference in college football and honestly in college basketball.
college football.
Okay, but we should listen to the viewers. If someone's like, "Hey, make a whatever shirt,"
Yeah,
Let's
we're
be
gonna
open to
see.
it. I mean,
we're gonna see
let's-
how
You know
we're gonna
what?
see how these go.
I was
And then
gonna
if
say, you
someone
know what?
wants their college on there and they want to go.
The Instagram poll was
promote it.
extremely helpful.
Yeah,
we're
Just
gonna
do another Instagram poll and see what everybody votes.
What college should we do next?
College do you want shirts
it's
from?
funny because we talked about this in a sit down or a meeting or something, and college shirts are one of those weird verticals where no matter really how many you have, at least I'm speaking for myself, I'm willing to buy another one. Do you know what I mean? If I
Yeah.
see something a little bit different or
Yep.
it's on brand with your university or your team, you'll buy. I have 80 TCU shirts, but boy, I've never seen this one before. I'm going to buy it.
I've got
And-
10 of the same Swinging Pete T-shirts.
Yeah, yeah,
in my closet.
yeah.
It's the same shirt. I don't know why.
I've seen those shirts.
there.
By the way,
That-
the fact that OSU, this is one of the coolest little things about Oklahoma State, is that there's a separate,
can I record you saying this? Oh, we're already recording.
it's on record, is that it's a separate icon specifically for their golf team.
The other ones have done it now.
That's
You've got
really, really cool.
Wait, is
Wait,
it the
wait, wait,
Cowboy
what?
swinging?
Yeah, Swinging Pete. The other ones have done that now.
Swinging Pete.
Oh yeah.
Remember
Swinging
they
Pete.
have
I
the
didn't know
Karsten
that.
Creek?
Yeah,
golf?
you're right.
And I think Karsten Creek owns that logo because they specifically are the ones that make that apparel. Like you can't get Swinging Pete apparel on the university store. You have to go to Karsten. to get it.
Swinging Pete's pretty. That's pretty.
It's
cool.
really cool.
But have you noticed that the other colleges are doing it? Like there's the Swinging Elephant for Alabama.
It just doesn't sound as good.
There's the other. Yeah,
The
there's other
swinging
stuff.
elephant.
Yeah, I think the Florida Gators have. Doesn't Florida golf team have?
You can't.
Do we have one? I don't think-
Elephant.
I don't know what their elephant is
Well, you
called.
can't-
Swinging elephant.
You can't
What's
have
their
a
name?
3-syllable word following swinging.
Also-
swinging Pete. See, it's
Swinging
I
Pete,
don't know.
swinging frog,
swinging
Why
boss.
do we have a swinging frog?
Swinging bear.
elephant.
Well, this
I don't
leads
know
us
about
into
that one.
a good topic for next week. We've played Karsten Creek
Yep.
2 times now, I think.
Yep.
Couple times.
And boy, are there some opinions on that place.
It's-
And this would be a good one to touch on with Nicky Fairways when he comes on, because Nicky had a hot take that I think we've laughed about a couple hundred times. It's the hardest golf course I've ever played.
it's-
And there's a reason that those guys are as good as they are.
It's a reason that they win so many national titles. If you have to play a course that is brutally long, super skinny, right? There's like no rough.
No overlapping fairways
there's
either.
a 5-foot rough outside the fairway, and then it's lateral hazards. It's trees,
Everybody's got a
the
yeah,
whole thing.
trees the whole way.
Now, we do have a bunch of videos and stuff from that trip at Carson where
We need
you
to
get to
document another
stay at some unbelievable cabins. The food is
The food
unreal.
was
the food was unreal.
phenomenal.
And this is the private course of the Oklahoma
Pete's
State
Rap.
golf team.
Rap.
Pete's Rap.
Well, and we'll
Amazing.
tell the story about the Friday Cup and my, how that ended.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to.
I don't know if I want to hear that again.
I don't either, but
I do.
the
I wanna-
viewers do,
I want
and we'll
people-
tell
people
about
need
that.
to see that video.
Because it actually, if you take it on paper, is a pretty remarkable
Can
story.
we like put the video up and then
Yeah,
I
we
just
will.
want to do the emoji over
We'll do
your
that.
face with like the crying.
You're ruining the story.
Wow.
But yeah, we'll tell that story. It was a fun
Great
trip. We need to
trip.
I think
redo
we
it.
gotta do another
We got to
one.
put one on the books. But college shirts are going to be great.
it out.
I'm excited to get into that. I really think that's going to be a lot of fun. And maybe we open it up. Who knows? At some point, maybe we'll be making
If there's a shirt
obscure
pattern,
college.
if there's a shirt pattern you want to see, leave us a comment. We'll look at it. We'll try to put something together. We're always open.
Well, the big thing that I always thought would be super fun someday, and like Karsten could be a place you do it. You should do like a hammerback golf tournament, right? You host it at Karsten, and everybody brings a 4-man team, and you go have a bunch of scrambles.
like Bob, like the Breezy
Yeah,
Invitational.
yeah.
They're doing that now.
Well, we
Just
did
a touch
talk
more
about
class.
a little more,
and
class.
maybe we materialize this some more on the pod, but we've got a lot of repeat customers, good customers for Hammerback now, who we've seen a couple of times come through for different things, hats and shirts and belts and reorders and things. And at some point, we're talking about bringing a handful of you together from all corners of the country and having a day and doing it together, either at Royal Oaks or doing it, someplace special, and making that kind of a fun event. So that would be fun to
Well, and one thing we had talked about, because one thing we said as a brand was there's a lot of cool companies out there and they do cool stuff and they do videos and YouTube. But one thing no brands do or nobody really does is bring on viewers or customers and challenge them. If the 5 of us, who are the founders, all right, you get your 4 boys or girls or whoever. If y'all can beat us, we'll give you guys a $1,000 gift card to the website.
get away from the microphone.
Just turn them off.
All right, you know what?
Gosh, I remember my first time drinking on a
we're
podcast.
gonna have to cut that scene.
Goodness
Well, but
gracious.
that'll be fun to do.
No. We'll dive
And
into that next week.
you want to hear my prediction for this? Is that most of these guys who are repeat customers, I bet they're a lot better golfers than we think. And if you're, I have a feeling.
If we get challenged by some of the local high school teams, we're gonna get smoked.
Well, with that attitude, we will.
Bro, those guys are good.
No, handicaps. Straight up with pops.
Well, I mean, we can't do pops. You gotta
Straight up with pops.
No, straight up with pops.
You gotta play them straight up.
Well,
That'd be
we'll
fun.
do that.
We'll do some contests. I think that'll be fun. I think
Yeah.
it'll get a little more interactive with the customers and
customers.
the customers. We inside joke. We always do.
We always put the
Anytime there's
accents
a
over
you.
to you.
Anytime there's a-
Coob.
that'd be
We'll,
customers.
we'll get some more info on that, and then this time next week we'll discuss a couple other things. Maybe the Karsten trip, which we do need to plan.
Yep.
Another Friday Cup. Hopefully, we'll have the reappearance of Thunder, unless he's still sick with avian flu or whatever he has.
Les, come on, Thunder, kick out of it. Get you
And,
a Z-Pack
Call
or
that
something.
the runs.
We actually are in his office right now, though, still filming. This.
So
He's at home. We're at his
I've
office.
sold 3 weather stations since I've been here, just answering. Nobody's answering the phone. I've been picking up the phone, selling weather stations.
You want a
You're
weather
welcome.
station?
I want my commission.
You get a
Well,
weather
you can
station.
see.
You get a
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know if I don't know if the camera can see.
I don't know how much it is. What do you wanna
Pitch
pay
dark
for it?
outside. We're burning the midnight oil. Evan's answering phones. We're keeping this place afloat.
Perry Weather is going to survive because of us.
Well, we're going to. I'm going to go to a Mexican food dinner, and you guys can
That's
hold
right.
the fort down. So, same time next week, and we'll see you then.
Sounds
Same
good.
time next week. We got a little bit of a Masters. What are we in? This is,
Dude, Masters.
no.
No, it
we've
feels like
got-
it's coming up though.
No, we've got to talk about next week. We're talking about our other viral video.
Oh yeah,
The PP video.
actually the most
The
the-
PP video.
the most views. I don't know where it's at right
I think
now.
it's at 4 million.
It was
views.
close to like 3.9 last night,
Yeah.
and my Instagram just kept
Oh, it
blowing.
just kept
I texted
going.
MT and I go,
Yeah.
"Is this what's going on here? Is your?" And it was just like I was watching. Jack and I always watch a little like good video or something before we go to bed at night, and he looked at me and goes, "How do we turn this off?" I go, "You can't." It just goes.
3.947 million plays and 121,000 likes. So we just started this
impressive.
stuff. We're going viral quickly. On
Well, there you have it. It's not hard to go
Not
viral.
just
Just
Cub.
catch a guy taking a slash in the weeds, and
The drone. I didn't even. It was the drone. The drone. Just poor timing on the drone, and it's funny. We'll get into that next week and some other fun stuff. And
I love how we've labeled it the PP video.
that's what I call it, the PP video.
he was going PP.
He's going PP.
He's going PP.
and the drone got him. So
And the drone stayed on him, but we'll get to that
Yeah.
next week.
We don't even know who he is. That's the funny bit.
You know,
No,
honestly,
I
I have
think
to.
he was
he's
the
out
tournament
there.
leader.
Yeah, I can go back and look. I think honestly, I don't remember who it was either.
Well, shout out to
By the way, we're giving the editor a lot of work here at the end. We're dicing it up.
yeah. All right, we'll see you next week, same time.
All right, cheers.
Sounds good.
Another
Cheers,
one down. Cheers.
boys.
Hammerback.com.
Hammerback.
Lush